let me take just a moment tonight to tell you about the things I'm going to be focused on in this debate on immigration reform. First and foremost, any reform legislation, if they want my vote, must include a reasonable path to citizenship. That means that the thousands of undocumented families in our state who work hard and play by the rules should not have to live in the shadows, constantly afraid of being separated from their loved ones. And regardless of where they come from, they shouldn't have to wait decades to become an American citizen. That is an issue that has been reaffirmed for me by so many of the families that I have talked to in our state. And immigration isn't just about a person's status. It's about connections between sons and daughters and mothers and fathers and families that want to live full, productive lives together in this country. We cannot move forward with laws that force families to choose between legal immigration and long-time separation from the ones they love. So I'm going to be working very hard to make sure our family immigration laws are inclusive, and that includes same-sex couples who are married legally in Washington State. Our country needs immigration laws that work to address real issues, not score political points. So I'll support laws that treat immigrants with dignity and with respect. And I'll support laws that make sense for our families and our economy. That means employment-based visa programs to attract the best and brightest, and that the visa fees go to education and job training, not redundant border security that doesn't solve our real problems. And finally, I am very excited and going to work hard to support the 35,000 dreamers that call Washington State home. You know, I so remember these two wonderful young women I met at an immigration event I did here in Seattle, Adriana and Mari Barrera. These were incredible young women who were brought here from Mexico when they were 3 and 7 years old. They have made it through an awful, difficult, terrible childhood. They survived abuse, horrific health problems, and poverty. But they are driven by their desire to make it in America. They are A students, they volunteer, they work hard, they take care of each other, and they deserve a chance to make it in this country. Now, I know all of you are following the immigration debate closely, as I am, and you know that the Gang of Eight in the Senate has put forward a reform bill on immigration. It's not a perfect bill. It is not the one I would write. But when it comes to an issue that is this complex and difficult and this important, a bipartisan agreement is really a crucial starting point that is helping us finally move forward. We've already held hearings in the Senate. The Judiciary Committee is now considering it and adopting amendments, and we will soon bring it to the United States Senate floor for full consideration. This is not going to be easy, but if we want to be successful in passing comprehensive immigration reform, we have to keep making the case that reform makes sense for families and businesses alike. For businesses, reform isn't only about families, it's about the incredible potential immigrants that they have to share new ideas and start new businesses and create great new jobs. But too often, that's exactly where we run into problems, when the different needs of families and businesses compete for solutions, and we cannot let that happen. Families and businesses want the same thing from our laws. They want a practical, fair immigration system. So while we work to help our undocumented immigrants, we have to make the case that reform is good for families and it's also good for our economy. And we have to remember that businesses support immigration reform too. They need a steady workforce of legal employees, and they know well our dynamic immigrant communities don't hold our economy back. They help it grow. Competitive businesses know that if they want to attract new employees, they need to provide employment visas for skilled workers and family visas for their loved ones. So as we now move forward in this debate, it's very important that we build a broad coalition and work with all the parties involved to fix these laws, because our interests do not contradict each other, they go hand in hand. I so remember Adriana and Mari in Seattle. I just talked about them, two young dreamers, and let me tell you, if I owned a business, I'd want them to become citizens so I could hire them. So when I head back to Washington, D.C., know that you have an advocate there that is fighting for our families, for your priorities, and for the issues that matter most to people in Washington State. And know that I will be thinking every day about those families that I have met, that you have helped to introduce to me in Seattle and Yakima and all over our state, who deserve better. This process isn't going to be easy. Nothing ever is, especially with this House of Representatives. But working together, we are going to fix this broken system. So thank you so much for being here tonight, for all the work you've done. Congratulations on everything you have accomplished. For the first time in decades, real solutions for dreamers, for immigrants, for their families is within our grasp. And I'm going to work with you every step of the way to make this a reality. So thank you so much. Let's keep it going.